So I'm going to start off by measuring the chest piece, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to measure a flap that you're later going to use to attach the front of the chest piece, and then you'll measure the side of the chest piece, the back of the chest piece, the other side of the chest piece, and then another flap. You guys don't have to go over it in marker. I just did this so that you guys could see it better and so that I could explain it and you would be able to see what I was talking about. So basically right here, this is the flap that you're going to use to later glue on the front of the chest piece. And do that on both sides. And then this is one side and then that's the other side. And then this right here is the back of the chest piece. The next things you are going to need is a box cutter blades, liquid nail glue, and the glue gun. So just make sure you put something under the cardboard that you're cutting so that you don't cut onto the floor. And the flaps, well, actually, all of the pieces, you're not going to want to cut all the way through. You just cut through the very top layer so that way it's still attached from one side and you can fold the box easier. The only pieces that you're going to cut all the way through are the pieces that you don't need. So this is going to be the front of it. I already measured it and it should be the same size as the back. I just didn't record it because it gets really repetitive. I left some parts out of the whole process, but that's because it gets really repetitive. So right here I'm just going to add glue to the flaps and then I'm going to attach the piece on top of it. And this glue is really good, guys. I really recommend it. It's really durable and it allows you to be able to work while it's drying at the same time. Next, I'm measuring out the head, and I did a 12 by 12 inch head, and these black spots right here that are shaded in are parts that are going to be completely off of the box, and then these right here are flaps, and you're going to use those to glue the pieces together, so make sure you don't cut those off. So you just cut off all the edges, all the parts with the black spots are going to be completely off the box. So this is what it should look like, and again, you're only going to cut in through the top layer of the cardboard. You're not going to cut all the way through, so that way you can fold the box together. So I'm just adding glue to the edges right here and then to the flaps, and then I'm going to fold that up and just push it in really well to make sure it's stuck together. Next, you're going to need some painter's masking tape to apply to the edges, and you do this once the box has had time to dry, just so that it's more smooth and it's easier to apply the paper. For the next step, you'll need a paper cutter and the printouts, and you just print it out. It's pretty easy. So you just print out all of the pieces, and I'll leave the links to where I got those pieces from down below. And this is what it should look like. For the head, I used a method that I saw online, which was taping it. Next, you will need some spray adhesive. So then you just spray it on all over and you apply the pieces. This was the method I used for the head, and I don't really recommend it. I'll tell you guys later in the video when I work on the chest piece the method I do recommend. So you print out the sword pieces and then you just cut them out. I'll leave the link for this down below too. Next you will need a glue stick, and then you just glue the back of the sword. Make sure you get all the edges, and then you just apply it onto the styrofoam, and you're just going to do that with all of the pieces. I kind of had a hard time figuring out what pieces went where, but I just had to rewatch the video that I saw this on. You're gonna need a box cutter with a new blade, and then you just go in and you cut all of the edges, and make sure you cut all the way through because that'll make it easier and it'll look a lot cleaner that way. Once you're done, this is what it should look like, and then you just repeat the same step on the back of it. You guys could just skip this step and buy a sword at GameStop or something, but they're $20, and I think this cost me like $1 to make, so it's a lot cheaper and it looks pretty good in my opinion. Next, I just cut out random pieces of cardboard and I applied them inside the chest piece just to give it more strength so that it wasn't floppy, and I just glued them in there and made sure that they dried. Make sure you have a fresh blade for this to make it easier to cut out the eye holes and so that it looks very clean because the face is very important. So right here, we're just going to go in and cut off that extra cardboard piece around the bottoms. And I just wanted to say really quickly that if I could do this over again, I would have made sure to do this before I added in those extra pieces of cardboard with glue because it made it really hard to cut off. Also, you guys, when you measure your child, make sure that you add in a couple of extra inches because I only gave 1 extra inch and then the box almost didn't really fit my brother, but we made it work. So the last step is just to add Velcro on here and then also on the bottom of the head. Also, I didn't record it, but I put this shoulder piece in here just so his shoulder could have extra support, and so I could put these on so that the head could be more secure and it wouldn't be flopping around. You just do that on both sides, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. So this is what it should look like, and then that way it'll keep the head in place. Also, I think I forgot to show, but make sure that you make armholes, and that's pretty much it.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Please share this with your friends and family. I hope you give me thumbs up, and I hope you give me nice comments, and comment down below, and face reveal.